But it's good because it means that there's been plenty of news, plenty of stuff going on in the world. And what do you want to crack things off with? Should we do the biggest, probably my most favoritist thing? I know you're going to smear
I've been stirring up
shade all over it.
I've been stirring up some controversy online.
You're not a troll, are you?
No. About this
you just hate Disneyland Paris. Ooh, spoiler alert.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Disneyland Paris, but this looks like it's gonna make it a lot better.
Earlier in the week, it was announced that Walt Disney Studios would be getting an investment of $2 billion, euros. I never know which currency these people working, and it's like an American company, but it's in France. But everybody refers to things as pounds as well.
Well, it does. You do say that. It does come after not long ago. Disney bought out the park, didn't they? Disney itself.
Yeah, well, I think they own like a major percentage of the shares. Like it's 90-something% now, rather than it. Because
like I think before it was owned by like a big investor.
Isn't it like an Arab prince?
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that.
Yeah.
And then I think a French company owned another bit of it, and Disney owned another bit of it. I think.
I'm so glad. Yeah, well, we actually spoke about it in probably our first.
Did we?
In our first video, we maybe mentioned that if Disney were buying it, then we would see bigger investment because of less.
I think we did.
Yeah. Oh my God, flashback! It's like an Easter egg. Yeah, so they're getting a huge new investment, including 3 new areas. 3, not 1, but 3.
And a hotel.
And a castle too, like
what?
the Arendelle Castle.
Oh yeah.
So it's really hopefully it won't mean that Tower of Terror just sticks out, not like a sore thumb, because it's a fantastic structure, but it feels a little misplaced. There's nothing else that's tall like that around it. I know you haven't been for a long time, but
I can't really remember it that much anymore, to be honest.
It's just kind of like flat, and then there's Tower of Terror like, I'm here.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's really odd. Like, normally Disney is obviously... Well, I mean, you can't hide 100-and-something foot tall structure, but they kind of put other buildings around to make it look less prominent on the skyline.
Yeah.
So hopefully that might help.
But what I found a bit weird is they're building a hotel, and it's called, apparently, Disney's Hotel, New York, The Art of Marvel, which...
Sounds horrendous to me.
It sounds, yes. If that's the actual name...
Star Wars hotel?
This is just like what's been posted on the internet, so it might not be right, but...
Rumour mill.
It could change, but that sounds... Like Disney's Hotel New York would sound okay, if it was like a New York themed hotel. But with it having The Art of Marvel after it, it sounds...
Because Marvel isn't even set in New York, is it? Is it set in a fictitious
I don't know.
city? Any Marvel fans, please?
I don't know. But
we don't really know.
It's a very weird.
Because obviously DC, that's Metropolis. Is that Metropolis? Where does Superman live? Metropolis.
I think so.
And Batman just lives in Gotham City.
Yeah.
In.
Russia. I think loads of them are inspired by like New York, like that kind of stuff.
Gothenburg, not Gotham City. Sorry, I was having a blonde moment there and suddenly thought that Gotham City was a real place.
No, I don't think
it's not. It's Gothenburg, and that's where Iceberg is, where Helix is.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Is that Sweden?
Yeah. So that's... probably the Swedish will call it Gothenburg. There'll be no tuz. There'll be tuz. Anyway.
But yeah, they've released some like concept art, and it all looks really good.
It looks really sexual. It doesn't look sexual because then that makes me sound like that weird guy that is in love with a roller coaster. I'm not in love with roller coasters. Awful. Have you seen that? Yeah. Have you seen that? Is it like an Aladdin? Is it Aladdin ride? Is it a woman or is it a man? I can't remember. Whatever it is. No, it's a woman. If you haven't seen it, you have to Google this. We're not lying to you. In fact, we might even include a link in the description. It's basically this woman who has. Well, they kind of. I'm making it sound like I'm disrespecting her. I'm not. You love whoever you love, as long as it hurts nobody, that's fine. But this woman literally goes and pleasures herself with the oil, the lubricant that the machine that the ride is using.
That's
she's like got it covered all around her face, and
no.
I don't even want to know where she gets the rest of it.
That's horrible.
Anyway. Disney!
Yeah,
how did we get from Disney to
God,
woman
you
rubbing?
did it.
Well, yeah, it's true. This is true.
It is you, after all.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah, because at the moment I think the Studios Park is the smallest Disney park in the world. I don't know if this will change that or not. It sounds like it might.
It must, surely. Did you see the size of the lake in the concept art?
Yeah,
It looks huge. It looks like it's almost going to double the size of the park.
Frozen Castle looks really interesting as well. Like, because at the moment they've only got one Frozen ride, and it's I think
At Epcot Land.
yeah, and it's like a retheming of an old boat ride, and it's a boat
yeah,
ride,
so this would be nice
and
to see construction.
and that one's really subtle. It's like in a building that's
I was this ride. Now I'm trying to be something else.
yeah, it's like a lot. I've not been there and seen it in person yet. I saw it. I rode it when it was Maelstrom before, but that's not prominent at all. But this one looks like a massive.
Yeah, like a
Ice
feature
castle
point.
thing?
Yeah.
Is that going to be in the? Are they all going to be in the Studios Park? I think.
Yeah, it's all going off the park because.
I was going to
Yeah,
say
because the concept art has it attached to the park. Like you can see like where the new boulevards will be. Because I think the path. If I this is testing my knowledge, I'm not so good with Disneyland Paris, or any of them for that matter. I think there's like where Tower of Terror sits like in the middle in a plaza, and then to the right there's like a photo drop background of New York City maybe, and it's just a dead end path.
Yeah.
So I think that might get lifted and then extend out that way because it looks like it's almost past Toy Story Land as well because the park abruptly ends there. It's like, oh, and that's the end of the park.
Because when they built it, they tried to make it like the one in Florida, because that's in fact all that's gone now because that's getting replaced by Star Wars Land and Toy Story Land.
Yeah.
But that had a really big, elaborate scene where you're like, it felt like you're in the middle of a city, and it had like dead ends that looked like they carried on.
Yeah, they've got facades up, haven't they, with the false perspective.
And they had a lot of that, but I'm guessing Paris made a smaller version of it.
Yeah, they did.
And then Florida stole their car show and put that in their park.
The car show is amazing.
Yeah. I don't know if that's still in Florida. I think it is still
It's like a 45-minute show.
Yeah, I like it.
I liked it too. Unfortunately, though, when I rode it, oh my god, it's a show. You can't ride a show.
I was gonna say.
I'd been on the road for like all day, hadn't been to bed, driven all the way from my home to Disneyland Paris, which is like 400 miles or something. So I'd driven all of that, then spent all day at the park, and it was about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and we were like, oh, let's go and watch a show. Oh my god, it was the fatal error, because the second we sat down in those seats, the struggle bus arrived, and I remember watching it thinking, this is really good, but I would love to sleep right now. But yeah, good show.
But yeah, it'll be good to see that park get some love, because I've seen a lot of people love the Disney Paris parks, but you do
the
see
Magic Kingdom is one of the most beautiful, for sure.
You do see a lot of people complain about the size of the other one mainly.
It's disappointing
because in Florida, the Hollywood Studios park is already, people make fun of that for being like a half-day park. I never find it a half-day park myself, but I always manage to spread it out over a whole day. But
how?
There's
Please explain this to me, because there is Rock and Roller
right now. There's not anything.
Tower of Terror, Beauty and the Beast, the show, Fantasmic.
Yeah.
What else do you do for the day?
There isn't now, but there was a behind-the-scenes tour. There's the Great Movie Ride, which isn't there anymore.
Oh, I didn't do
There's
that.
the Toy Story Ride, which
that
is
wasn't there.
there.
When I was there.
There's what else is there? There's the movie tour thing around the back. There's the car show thing that is in Paris as well.
Oh, and Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones, yeah, I always watched that as well. But yeah, there isn't much there. But I always managed to spend the whole day there somehow. I don't know.
You probably just sit there eating American food. Oh no, you take pack up, don't you? Pack up to Disneyland, to Disney World.
Most of the time, yeah. Yeah.
There's nothing else about it. I'm the same. Don't worry. Pack up's next.
But yeah, so the one in Paris basically is their version of that same park, but smaller than that. So it's like a half-day park, even smaller. But now,
I think it will change.
Now they're adding Marvel, Star Wars, and Frozen.
Well, have you seen anything about the Seasons of the Force show, the projection mapping show they do on the Tower of Terror?
Yeah,
it looks amazing.
Yeah.
And the fact that they have a nightclub, like they have a club night there, and they do loads of cool graphics on the Tower of Terror. I think it's a really awesome thing. Like, I think it's good for Disney to think a bit out the box.
So I'm interested to see what the Star Wars land is going to be like, because at the moment they're building one in California, one in Florida. So the one in Florida is a lot bigger because they have a lot more space. The one in California looks like it's going to be really good anyway, but it's a lot less space.
It's going to be like a whole land, but just compact.
So it's interesting to see.
You see the hotel as well that they're building.
And that's in Florida, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I saw some
good
concept art for it, and I was like,
I know Disney already have a lot of hotels there, and they're very pricey. But they've never really tempted me to go to them because I'd rather just save the money and go somewhere nice that's not in Disney, personally.
Yeah, I was having a conversation with someone about this the other day, and they were saying, "Oh, but with the buses, they're a nightmare." And
I was hire a car myself, but
yeah, they were saying that they benefited from the cost of no parking.
Yeah, the parking prices are...
And the fact that they could get meal plan stuff too, and I don't know. I guess maybe it's something that we should look into and maybe do a podcast about going to Disneyland, or how do you go to these places, because some of them, like, how do you get to Plopsaland?
Yeah.
How do you get to Bobodjaland?
But the Star Wars one is the first one that actually would tempt me to want to splash out, although it would probably be insanely expensive.
Yeah.
But that would be one that I'd be like, oh, I want to stay there.
But then if you think about it, in comparison, it can cost over £200 to stay at Alton Towers Hotel for a night.
Yeah.
For two people. You know, when you look at... I don't really know how much Disney prices are. It's not something
I'm not 100% sure.
Ever really looked at.
No, but I know they're expensive, but...
I can't imagine it being more than like $300 a night for a family.
It depends, because in Florida they've got probably like 20 different hotel options. They've got some that are like budget. They've got some that are like really
high end, because they've also got like the properties you can buy, like the club. There's like a special
they've got
club,
the whole.
right?
They've got the whole they've got like a town basically, like a small town that's Disney. I can't remember what it's called now.
Disney Springs.
No, that's their
Disney retirement home.
I forgot what it's called, but there is one that's right near the parks.
Golden Acres.
I don't know.
Maybe that's
I don't
something
think
from
it's
a film.
I don't think
Golden Acre Park.
Anywho.
No, that's in Leeds. Is Golden Acre Park.
Oh my god.
I'm having a shocker today. This is what happens when you go to work and then you come and record a podcast.
But yeah, the Star Wars hotel looks fantastic in Florida, but we're supposed to be talking about Paris. You would.
Sorry.
But they are building a new hotel there though. But it's not Star Wars.
Why? They can't even fill their current hotels, right?
Really?
Well, wasn't this half of the problem with Paris, that it opened with far too many hotels?
How many does it have? Like 2 or 3?
6.
What? Does it? Really?
Well, it's got...
I don't know.
The Sequoia Lodge.
Sequoia
Lodge, I think. And then it's got Davy Jones. Not Davy Jones. Yeah, Davy Crockett.
Alright.
Maybe Davy Crockett. And then there's like the main hotel above the entranceway. Then there's another one, which I don't know the name of. We should probably Google this. There are lots of hotels at Disneyland Paris. Maybe 6, 7. That's why I'm a bit like, new hotel.
But yeah, it just seemed like a weird choice. Disney's Hotel New York, The Art of Marvel. Like, if that's the actual name, that's pretty stupid. But
what's artful about Marvel? Oh, it's a comic book, isn't it? It's not just films.
I mean, a Marvel hotel's cool, and
oh my god,
a
New
New
York
York hotel's
it, though?
cool, but...
Like with all like the comic book strips along the walls, or like each room themed to a different superhero.
That
like
is cool.
That is a cool.
But the New York part doesn't make sense to me. It should be one or the other in my mind.
Or maybe it's like staying in a metropolis kind of, because obviously a lot of it, like Iron Man is set in like a big city, right? Because Tony Stark has
I forgot what it's called, but
big tower. So maybe it's like they're trying to replicate that kind of thing in the clothes. But then Disney's all about escapism. Why would you call it New York?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you just be like Disney's Art of Marvel Hotel? It makes no sense to be both.
Yeah. But I'm interested to see what attractions they put in the Star Wars and like the Frozen thing. I have no idea what that could be.
Yeah.
I think it seems like the Star
Wars... I hate a clone. I hate clones. That's the only thing that I really hate about Disney. Is the fact that they just go, ooh, it worked there, and they just clone it across all their other parks.
Yeah, like the Star Wars thing. I think the main ride, the other two is like a Millennium Falcon kind of thing. I think. I can't remember what it's called. Star Wars Battle
New Journey,
Battle Escape or something like that.
Sounds like a video game.
I think that's what it's called. That's like just a bit. I don't think anyone knows 100% what kind of ride it is. It's like it's a massive building, like insanely massive.
Like a show building
with like Star Wars things inside, like big. I can't remember what
Star Wars things inside.
Things, yeah. The walkers, I think.
Attack walkers.
Yeah. The two. So there's like two of them that like when they're building it, you can see they've built them inside and then built the building around it.
Oh, that's cool. That'd be awesome with them going pachoo pachoo.
So I'm guessing they'll do that, but I don't know what else I don't know how much room they have to play with. And the Frozen one, I have no idea what that would be.
I just hope it's not a rip-off of Maelstrom.
That would be really bad if they do that. Because that ride is from when Epcot opened, I'm pretty sure.
I would be sad.
They could do that very easily, just copy that and move it across.
I'd be so sad. Like, all the new ride stuff that we have developed since Epcot opened, why are they not...
You'd expect there to be like a trackless kind of thing, maybe.
Okay, so...
Or
Okay, right, I'm going to ask you this. Dream situation for a Frozen ride. You've seen it, right?
Oh, but I'm not the average Frozen fan, am I?
No, but just for a Disney... For an interactive attraction... What would you build as the Frozen ride? What would you do?
I'd want like a little roller coaster. I think
you want a roller coaster,
a little one, like nothing that inverts, obviously.
Yeah,
like a little punchy, like it'll go around slowly at the beginning, and then it has like a couple of little drops, and that's about it, basically. Probably, but really well themed.
Yeah,
but I don't know what they'll do.
I'd like kind of thinking about it though. They already have the trackless ride system for Ratatouille. So
and the Winnie the Pooh one in Tokyo's the
I
same
was thinking about Paris because it's obviously in the same park.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, would they duplicate the same ride
realise
system?
That,
Yeah, because obviously it's right next door.
Oh, maybe not then.
So that
a
would
boat
be
ride
interesting.
They obviously used a boat ride because that's what they had. But a boat ride, it did seem like it worked for the.
Well, it fits with the theme, doesn't it? You know, that whole kind of Norwegian Viking-y time architecture.
I didn't think about them just cloning Maelstrom. I hope they don't do that.
I know, right? That would be awful, wouldn't it? Are you having all these thoughts now? Like, no.
Because they've like had to compromise with the Maelstrom one, obviously, because you can see it's the same layout basically. They extended a little bit of it.
Yeah.
If they do that, that's really half
a bit cheap,
cooked.
Yeah,
interesting to see. Hopefully, the problem with Disney is they'll announce this now, and then 2 years later they'll probably announce a little bit more. What?
I just realised while we're talking about Disney, the license is almost up with Twilight Zone.
No.
Yeah.
I like the Twilight Zone.
Yeah, the license is nearly up. I'm sure. God, where was I reading it? That there's rumours of rethemes, but to what?
No.
Nobody knows. But that'll be all towers.
Don't do it.
Except from Guardians of the Galaxy Tower.
Yeah.
And your one that you went on. Disney Sea Tower. That's not Twilight Zone, is it?
Oh, no, it's not.
So I guess those would remain the same. But yeah, the other ones, I think the licensing is up and there's no plans to renew the lease.
Really?
That's what I read.
That's interesting.
If I read it wrong, then shame on me.
The one at Florida has...
# fake news.
You better be right. Well, you better
I'm
not
sure
be right, actually.
Well, yeah.
The one in Florida has like a big... a lot of people are fans of that, like big time, because it's like the original one that they built.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And it's like a lot bigger than the other ones, and it's like, it's just got a bit more like money spent on it. Basically, it seemed like, because it's bigger, it's got a more complicated ride system where it moves like the car
forwards and backwards
out of the lift shaft. Whereas the other ones are smaller and they're like clones, aren't they? But obviously, yeah, like you said, the one in California's been rethemed. The one in Disney Sea was never.
It was its own intellectual.
So it's only
property.
Paris and Florida. So yeah, I don't know. I can see them just changing the one in Florida to Guardians of the Galaxy personally.
Yeah.
I hope they don't, but I can see them doing that.
I would. You see, this
it does fit really well in that park, though.
This news from Paris, Marvel Land, makes me think. And if it goes into the backlot space where, because Rock and Roller Coasters. That's not on our thing either. What? On our news to talk about, Rock and Roller Coaster in Paris is losing Aerosmith.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm sure I read that too.
Oh.
Where have you been? Oh wait, where have we been? We've been busy. Yeah, I'm sure. This is like news as we go, just so you know. Yeah, I'm 99% sure that the lease. Oh, maybe it's Rock and Roller Coaster that's done. No, I'm sure it's Twilight. I'm sure it's the Twilight Zone 2. I'm sure both of those leases are coming to an end and Rock and Roller Coaster's heading for a retheme. Possibly to a superhero.
Which one? Which Rock and Roller Coaster? I think it's the Paris one, isn't it? Not that. I don't think I've heard anything about the Florida one.
Maybe both? Definitely Paris. Like, I'm sure I heard that because there was like a whole debacle thing about, well, the kids of today...
Don't know who that
do they know about Iron Man or do they know who Aerosmith is? Like, who are Aerosmith? Like, they're not long gone. They'll always be...
To be fair, when I was little, I didn't really know.
I didn't know who they were either.
But I really love the feel of that. But I like the one in Florida. The one in Paris seems a bit weird to me because it's like a bit more like futuristic-y. It's like themed different. It's like got a different story, doesn't it? It does have a different story.
Does it? That they're building the roller coaster.
The one in Paris, like the car,
they
car.
have to get through the city.
Yeah, the one in Florida is like it's like a limousine coaster theme, and they've got to get
to the city.
They've got to get to the show
the
as
concert,
quickly as they can. Yeah,
through downtown LA or
the
something.
The one in Paris is something to do with going back in time or something.
No, it's not. They're building a roller coaster to match the music. So when you see them doing the pre-show, they're like, "Oh, will this bit of track fit here?" And they're like, "Going down," and like, "Oh no, let's shift that bit to here." And yeah, they're fiddling around. So they're still at that pre-show element, but
because the one in Paris, like. I really like the one in Florida because the theme is like really consistent. It has like a really nice feel to it. But the only problem with that one is when you're actually on the ride, everyone makes fun of it because you're just going through like cardboard cutouts of
the signs. Yeah.
Whereas the one in Paris is like got loads of lights and
it's cool, fancy disco lights.
So like I think the one in Florida, the outside of it and the theme is better, but the one in Paris, the actual ride is probably better because of the music and lights and stuff. But yeah,
there you go. News to you.
Interesting to see what they'll do with that. But
I think do you know what? Marvel. So that's not the Flash. I was going to say the Flash would be cool. Theme it to the Flash, but he's DC. So Marvel. Ooh, that'd be cool.
Like they're already doing it,
California. I'm just trying to think what superhero would really fit in well with the speed thing from Marvel. It's my Lego knowledge running through my head now as well. Like, which Lego superheroes do I know?
That's interesting. I didn't know that was going to happen. Yeah.
I think so. You might have to double check. And if this is wrong, I really apologise to everybody that I've given you fake news. But I'm 90% sure that there has been whispers upon the grapevine of those things happening.
Well, we'll have to keep an eye on it. But like I was saying with Disney, everything just takes so long. But because they do it right, but everything just takes forever. Like they keep announcing little snippets of news, and it's like we already knew about that. Like 6 months ago, but thanks for the news.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like
I think with the
well, with Avatar, look at Avatar. When did Avatar come out? Like 6 years ago.
Yeah, like
the film, and they were like, "We're gonna do Pandora." We were like, "Avatar's gonna be long gone by then."
I think they're releasing a second one soon, aren't they?
Yeah, I guess that will help them.
But yeah, it's a bit.
God, so long from concept to creation.
Yeah, I think right now, obviously, they're building the Incredibles coaster. They're retheming the California Screaming to Incredibles. That's going to tie in with the Incredibles 2, I think.
Yeah, that's going to fit because that's due soon, isn't it? May maybe.
I don't know. I'm gonna watch the hell out of that.
Yeah, I haven't seen the first one yet, and I know you're going to shout at me again. We've already been through this.
He hasn't watched the Incredibles.
I will watch it. I just don't have time. If somebody wants to send me a copy,
joke.
In fact, I think I have it on DVD. In fact, I think I have it in my Pixar collection
That you haven't watched.
I think it's still in the cellophane wrapper, the whole box.
Sick jerk of a person.
Well, it's like a nice collectible box I bought. I think they're all on Blu-ray or
Watch
DVD
it. It's
or something.
good. It's good.
The Pixar collection.